works. Someone tell me if I am visible or if they can see me or anything else. Oh, hey, what's up, Andy? One second. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. Okay, so we could hopefully see me and we could see my screen. Probably has something to do with Chrome. I have no idea. But I don't know what I said or what, if anything was heard at all. And now I only have about 15 minutes before I have to get out of here. So I'm just going to go through rapid fire and just kind of just go over the takes that I had. If you want to play the best plays and play the chalk or whatever, then what you're going to want to do is play Nestor Cortez because he's the best point per dollar play and he pairs very well with the Dodgers, which is going to be the best, the best overall stack. Okay. The problem is that combination is going to be extraordinarily high owned. Okay. The other thing that you need to reconcile is this idea of Spencer Strider, because Spencer Strider, his projections are really based quite a bit on results that have nothing to do with his current form. And I know that baseball projections are not supposed to be, short-term based. They're supposed to, have a better sample size. But I mean, it seems clear that something happened to him in his injury where he's just not the same. So I do think that his projection is a little bit high. So what do you do with that? I mean, just lower it? Do you get yourself less of him or whatever? And it's a very tough question. On the other hand, I do think that Trevor Rogers' projection is a little bit low for the same things. I mean, he's obviously made same reasons. He's obviously made some changes that has resulted in just being better this year. But even still at 9K, I don't think he's that tremendous of a play. So again, if you wanted to, be on the safe side, whatever, you play Nestor Cortez. I actually think Yamamoto, even though he's at Coors, is probably the safer option than Strider, given the price. And then the real question is what you do with the other cheapo. So, Dustin May at 6,900, I think is very relatively reasonable. And I think a lot of people are going to play something like Strider May, Cortez May. People will do that to get to the Dodgers. And that certainly makes a lot of sense. The other cheapo, which people are going to talk about, is this Medeiros at 5K for the Angels. Again, not because he's particularly good, but because he's got a 10-point projection, which is going to also allow you to get these Otanis and Mookie Bettses and all these Dodgers playing in Coors. So I think that combination is going to be played too. Medeiros, Cortez, something like that with Dodgers. So what I want to sell you on is the pivot to all of this. Okay. And look, you might get to this just using SaberSim anyway, but I want to kind of make this case. So I want to talk about the matchup between the White Sox pitcher Gomez and the Braves hitters. So Gomez has all kinds of volatility, and it's the type of volatility that we want in GPPs. Okay, he's sporting like a 30% strikeout rate from the minors, and he also has a start in the majors at 89 pitches, which is really good too. So as opposed to some of these other cheapos, he could really, if things go his way, put up a number at low ownership, which is going to be very useful. So that's going to be useful for a number of reasons. Number one, he's got upside in general. And number two, he's going to let you play the Dodgers without getting super high owned in your lineup. Okay. So that's good. The other thing to note, though, is that what goes with, listen, it can't have everything. So what goes along with his strikeout rate is he has downward volatility. Like he also sometimes can't find the plate. He's got a high walk rate. And he also is a fly ball pitcher in a stadium with weather that is conducive to home runs. Okay. It's hot, 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, whatever. So he's got a lot of volatility both ways, which is actually good for us on a slate like this, because what that means is that, number one, he's got upside and leverage against the cheapos, okay? And secondly, if you play the Braves have 10 to 15 run upside in this game, because if Gomez can't find the plate, and or if he gives up home runs or whatever, then not only do you get to score against him, but then you get that awful White Sox bullpen backing it up. So the Braves are in a unique position here where they can outscore the Dodgers even if the Dodgers get there. Okay, so that's a really, really big deal. So I think those are really the key pivots on the slate. Are both of those, is that entire battery, like the Gomez pitching for the White Sox and the Braves hitting for the Braves. Okay. Aside from that, we're really just building with SaberSim and just kind of seeing what we get. I think Robbie Ray is obviously a perfectly reasonable pivot. The problem is that the Padres don't strike out all too much. But that's fine. And listen, you want to make a case for Brady Singer or whatever, that's fine too. The other bit of leverage I want to talk about, and this is a little, not that direct and not that sexy, but maybe to play the Reds, okay? Because I still think that Medeiros is going to get some ownership here. And if you get the Reds against probably an awful pitcher at sort of low ownership, I think that is a legitimate pivot too. So how do you handle that? Like what do you do with that information? It's important, Like do you up the projections on these guys? Do you download the projections on these guys? I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with it, but just to show you what you could do, okay? You could kick it old school and literally tell SaberSim to get you a certain amount of these pivot stacks and these pivot plays, okay, just to kind of show you what that looks like. Let's go to over here. And we don't know what's going on in the Milwaukee game yet. Is that the story? If anybody has any opinions on what I just said, feel free to fire it up, I'm not going to play the Milwaukee-Chicago game. I don't like weather games like that, so I'm going to X that one out. That's just the way. That's just the way I play. So one thing that you can do, let's just make sure that I have nobody that's out here. Yeah, there are guys out, so they must have changed some lineups here. So Angel Martinez for Cleveland is out, so I have to change the Cleveland. I'll show you what we can do here. So let's go here. We uploaded our projections except for the Clevelands. So let's just change the Clevelands. Cleveland, and we'll do that. So we don't even have any Angel Martinez anymore. We don't have any Angel Martinez to kick around. We'll put him in there. And then literally what we could do is just make sure that we have enough of these stacks. So I put, let's say 20% Reds we liked. I don't need to have 20% Arizona. I don't know why I'm so dead set on that, but I would have to have at least 20. I think would at least have 25% Atlanta. Actually, I did want 20% Arizona. They were a good late swap opportunity. So if I make sure to have some Reds, some Arizona, and some Braves, and then like, for example, let's just say I went into pitchers and made sure I had, what's a good amount of goes, 30% or something like that. I think I put 30 before just for the hell of it. And then again, we'll go into stack exposures. Make sure we have nothing but 5.2s, 5.3s, 5s, and 5s, 4s. 49,000 looks good to me. And let's, well, do we need to X out the Brewers and the Cubs? I don't think we need to do that. So let's allow those for now. You want to check the weather real quick? Want me to check that real quick? Let's check the weather from the Brewers game. See what it's like. Is it yellow or orange? Oh, it's orange. Good. It's dead. No thanks. Pass. And then we can just build like this and just blast away. Okay. And while that's going on, I guess we could do the same thing for FanDuel. So this is not usual, right? Like me coming in with like a take or something like that. I get it, but I just don't feel as though the volatility of that play is being captured by SaberSim enough. I think it's a very legitimate play to play both sides of that game. So let's get rid of the same thing. Let's get rid of the Milwaukee-Chicago game here. Let's make sure that we have the right guys from Cleveland playing. That's good. And we'll do the. I'm only gonna do it on DraftKings. Actually, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I do the same thing on FanDuel? So let's do a stack exposure again. Team stacks. Let's just make sure that we have. We could do it all over again, right? Well, there's no minimum maximum. Hold on. Let's go. Team stacks. Angel Martinez. Yeah, we know. Stack exposures. Where? Oh, it's not letting me do that. Stack exposures, team stacks. We have minimum. So again, same thing. Let's do a minimum of 20% Atlanta. I just think these are the key pivots today. And then we can play Arizona if we want over here as well. Or can't we? Yeah. And then as far as stack exposure goes, same thing, 4.3s, 4.2s. 34,000. Let's rebuild the lineups. And while that's going on, we'll come back and check at DraftKings. See how we're doing over there. And let's just rerun the Sims. Just kind of let it finish its thing. I don't think I'm going to be around tomorrow, by the way. Definitely not going to be around tomorrow. I have some personal business to attend to. Is this building here? Let's see this. I'm sure it's building somewhere. Just have to wait for it. For those of you that saw, I did pretty well in that FanDuel thing yesterday. I got 9th. It's a tough tournament, man. It's like there's some real tough customers in there. And it's not just the tough customers, it's tough customers with multiple entries. I mean, I had 2, so I really can't complain, but it's tough. And shout out to BK Ryder, who won he won both live finals yesterday. He won the FanDuel final and he won the DraftKings live final. $1.5 million. How about that? How you like them apples? Pretty crazy, right? So we're just waiting for all this to finish. I'll show you guys what I have, but I think that this is not usually the way I play. I don't usually put my takes on top of it, but when I do that, it usually works. It usually produces an interesting result. The last time I did this was when that Chase Burns came in, and I thought that worked out really nicely. I mean, we got the volatility we wanted. That's the best we can describe it. So let's how do we save all these? Save all, right? Do we not do the sim yet? Oh, am I getting SaberSim mad at me now? Let's see. There's plenty of time, but still. Is this diversifying now? Well, it's getting really slow. It used to be at least that. They're doing more things now with the portfolio management, so I think it's reducing overall computer power. I used to be able to do these really, really quickly, but now with all these lineups and all this diversification, I think that it's getting a little slow. Saving and Cortez, but then as far as pitching goes, look, you're getting all this. Where'd it go? Where'd all the? Yeah, I'm getting like 31% Gomez. All right, well, that's the way it goes. It's a knuckleball day. You know what I mean? Knuckleball day, anything's possible. Okay. Oh wait, I actually have to do this through. I don't know what it is with Chrome. Chrome is like really giving me the red eye today. It's not letting me launch the restream. It's not letting me upload my DraftKings lineups. I think Chrome is like rebelling against me for some reason. The DraftKings is good. Let's see, FanDuel. Okay. For some reason, it's not saving these for some reason. Why is it not? Resim them, I guess. Yeah, so it looks as though these San Francisco lineups are not out yet, right? So, and I do have a couple of questionables over there, so I have to stay on the ball as far as that goes. But let's see what's going on with this SaberSim, why it's not saving them. Let's see. Also, I want to check on my tennis lineups. Had a couple of decent ones. Was it this the one that looked okay? Let's see. No, which is the one with Bonder I had looked pretty good. No, I forget which one. This one? No. On this one. Bonder didn't win the set. She's down 5-6. Oh man, she got the break too. That would have looked really good. Hang on, let's see. Okay, diversifying. Well, this is boring, I know. One thing that you definitely want to do is you definitely want a late swap at like 9 o'clock. after you get all this stuff in. Maybe even before. You know what I mean? Like maybe you'll want to get off of this Dodger stuff, you know, depending on how the rest of your. So it says save. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And, you know, we'll take a look and see who we have. Why not? We are going to late swap everything, so it's not going to change. I mean, so it's not going to stay this way. Let's see. I'm even getting some Medeiros on FanDuel. That's pretty funny. That's how much they really want me to jam these Dodgers, huh? We'll see. Shall see about that. All right, let's take a look and see who we have. So as far as contests go, we'll take a look. And we'll have, let's see, pitchers. I mean, God help me, 29% Strider. But 17% Gallon, which is different. That's good. Team stacks, like all the Dodgers. I mean, like, I mean, I got the minimum of what I asked for, like Atlanta and Cincinnati, I guess. But it's just too easy to get to these Dodgers to not play them. Oh, well. And let's take a look at the stacks in the DraftKings. Let's see. And pitchers, Cortez, Strider, Gomes, Yamamoto, the guys I mentioned. This team's still getting all the Dodgers, huh? But I do get the Atlanta and Cincinnati's and some Arizonas, and we will see how it goes. Thanks for bearing with me as far as the technology goes. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Again, I am out tomorrow.